Kia ora. Thank you for joining the Mini Football Game Leader course. Today we have Beth Rattray, the Community Education Officer, going to lead us through the course for today. I'll hand it over to you, Beth.
Thanks, Mark, and welcome everyone to the Mini Football Game Leader Junior Community Referee course. I hope it's informative for everyone, and yeah, we'll get into it now. So just starting off with the philosophy, obviously with the mini football, you know, we're wanting it to be age appropriate introduction to football with simple rules, smaller pitches, fewer players, and at the end of the day, more touches on the ball so that everyone has fun out there. Your role as the game leader is to remember that, you know, most children do not intend to break the laws. You should have no interest in the result of the game. And you should understand that the laws are there as a guide. What we say is really important as a game leader is common sense. You're there to make sure that the children have fun out there, they can kick a ball around, but that it's safe at the end of the day. So one of the most important things to do before the game is to chat to the coaches. You know, set the game expectations prior to kickoff. You're ready to go. You know, if you're going to be refereeing one half or the full game, make sure you talk about things like the retreating line, the subs, and just how everything's going to work. And that's what we're going to talk about later on in this presentation as well. So just quickly, you know, going through what children want. Essentially, they want to just be out there, have fun, kick a ball around. They want a positive learning environment. They want to be able to just play football. And at the end of the day, fun and enjoyment. What children don't need. So they don't need the adult football. They don't need the win at all cost mentality. They don't need to live their parents' dream. They just want to go out there, have fun. So as a game leader, we want to make sure that, you know, we're educating the kids while we're out on the field as well. You know, if they have done something wrong, let's tell them that, give them a second chance so that they can go again and fix their mistake straight away. You're likely to face challenges though while you're out there, from the players, coaches, and parents/spectators. When we talk about the parents and spectators, we want to set a high expectation at the start of the match. Encourage the spectators to stand at least 2 meters away from the line on the side of the field, because remember, the whole of the ball has to go out before it's out of play. So if they're standing on the line, that's going to cause an issue. We also want to let the coaches know that if there are any issues with the parents or spectators, with yelling, abuse, even if it's at their own child, that we expect the coach to help us deal with that. We can go over to the spectator and just remind them, hey, this game is for the children. Can you please be quiet? If that doesn't work, we now need to bring the coaches in to help us to remove those spectators from the game. If they are still causing an issue, we have no option but to abandon the match. Playing formats. So we've got 9 to 10. Play on 7-a-side pitches, 25-minute halves, and I'll leave you guys just to read the rest of the requirements up there. Then we've got 9v9, so 11 to 12-year-olds, and just making sure that if it's intermediate school girls, you're knowing that it's 2 times 18-minute halves, or if it's the Federation Games, 27.5-minute halves. And just making sure that we always check the regulations on the NRF website so that we know of any changes and any rules. Safety. As I've already said, one of the key responsibilities of the game leader is safety. We need to make sure that the pitch is safe. Can the ball actually run on the pitch? Remember, when we play football, we kick the ball on the ground. So we want to make sure that the ball, you know, can actually be dribbled and the kids can play football at the end of the day. Now, if it's just a small patch of the pitch, not to worry, but if it's the whole pitch, then we have an issue. Same thing with mud, goalposts. This is very important, especially with a lot of the portable goals. We want to make sure that they're safe and they're not going to just blow over in the wind or if a kid bangs into them. And flag posts. So they need to be at least 1.5 meters high and making sure that the top isn't pointy. We also want to just walk around the pitch and make sure there's no holes, glass, sticks, anything like that. Remember, these are local parks and we just need to make sure that it's safe for the kids to go out there. Now, if there's been a game on it just beforehand, then you just quickly do it when they finish. The weather. So we're pretty lucky in Auckland. We don't often get snow. In fact, we'd probably be pretty excited if we did. However, we do get a lot of rain and wind, and it can be cold or hot. So we want to make sure that, you know, if it is sunny, if it is hot, that everyone gets lots of fluids in. But if it is rainy and windy, that, you know, it is still safe to play, that the kids are wearing, you know, thermals, things like that to make sure they don't get too cold. And if there is thunder and lightning, then we need to be stopping the game. Just making sure we're still up to date on the COVID-19 guidance. Head injuries. So head injuries are a big one, a key one that we're wanting to think about. If there is a head injury, you know, we're going to stop straight away. We want to make sure that, you know, the kid's okay and actually encourage them to go off and get an assessment from the coach, a parent, or, you know, if you're lucky enough to have a physio there. And then if they are going to come back on, we want to make sure 100% that they are okay to do so. We've already spoken about fluid, but that's for both, you know, you as the game leader and also the children out there. AED. It's really important that you know where the closest AED is in case of emergency. Same with the first aid kit. Make sure that your team that you're part of has a full first aid kit so that you can deal with any injuries or anything like that on the day. Players' equipment. So once again, making sure it's safe, that there's no jewelry whatsoever, no Fitbits, nothing like that. They have to wear shin pads, and that the socks are actually covering the shin pads as well. Safety glasses are allowed, headbands are allowed, beanies are allowed, gloves, tracksuit bottoms. So at the end of the day, we're wanting to make sure that the kids are warm, the kids are safe. So common sense, if it's safe for them and safe for the other players, then they can wear it. So they need to have a shirt with sleeves, shorts, shin guards, and footwear and socks. So with footwear, boots with studs are not compulsory. Trainers, they're allowed as long as they're safe for everyone. Fouls. So fouls in junior football, most are accidental. If there is a foul and it's just a little trip or a little push and the person still has the ball, let's just see if we can play on so that we can keep the flow of the game going so that they're just playing football. However, if you're thinking it's deliberate, doesn't look good, blow your whistle to stop play. Like I've said before, explain to the child how they have broken the rules. And just go with your gut. If it looks bad, it probably is. Blow your whistle, then everyone will stop, and then we can reset with a free kick. So with the restarts, all fouls are an indirect free kick, which means that the ball has to be touched by someone else before it goes in the back of the net. Now that touch could be a goalkeeper diving to save the ball, and it just hits their fingers. The opponents must be 5 meters away. And if there is a deliberate handball or serious misconduct in the penalty area, it does result in a penalty kick, which is taken from 8 meters away. If a foul is really bad and you believe that the child needs to calm down, go over to the coach and have a chat with them and just say, hey, coach, this player needs to be subbed for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, so that they can calm down and then they can come back on the pitch. Handball. So it's handball if you move your hand towards the ball, if you score a goal, if you make the body bigger, if your hand or arm is above/beyond the shoulder. So with the new handball laws, as you can see in the diagram, the shoulder is not handball. It's pretty much taken from the armpit down. Let's make it simple in the junior space. If it's unnatural, they're making themselves bigger. If the hand moves towards the ball, handball. Everything else is accidental. So not usually handball. If the ball comes directly off another part of the player's body, the ball comes off the body of a player who is very close, the arm is close to the body. Once again, just like fouls, go with your gut. If we can play on, let's play so that the kids can just keep playing football. If not, blow your whistle and an indirect free kick will be given. Offside. The position. Nearer to the opponent's goal line than both the ball and the second to last defender. When, at the moment the ball is last touched or played by a teammate. For 9th and 10th grade, the offside line applies between the retreating line and the goal line. 11th and 12th grade, offside applies in the opponent's half. So as you see here, the retreating line is set out by the red cones, so the offside line applies between the retreating line and the goal line. And 11th and 12th grade is the halfway line. We're now going to watch a video to explain this.
In 7v7 formats, the retreating line is used for offside rather than the halfway line. This allows junior footballers to have the required space to play in when in possession, whilst also providing a basic introduction to the offside rule. If they are stood beyond the retreating line and the last defenders when the ball is played, then they are offside. The attacking player is onside when receiving a pass from a teammate in a position before the defending team's retreating line, even if he is beyond the last defenders. This is at the moment the ball is played by one of his teammates. For 9v9 formats, the halfway line becomes the offside line. This will help prepare players for the full-sided game at youth ages. Thanks for watching this video on the retreating line. To access more information on the national playing rules for junior football, please visit www.nzfootball.co.nz/juniors.
Remember with the offside is just making sure that, we can talk to players. We can remind them that they're in an offside position, so they have to come back and get behind the line. Goalkeeper restarts. So goalkeepers can handle the ball anywhere in the penalty area. Now, if there's no penalty area marked on the pitch you are on, use those flat discs and step it out. When the goalkeeper's got the ball, opponents must go behind the retreating line, which is the red coned line there, as you can see on the diagram. The goalkeeper must roll, throw, or kick the ball from the ground, so they cannot kick the ball straight out of their hands. The opponents can advance after the goalkeeper has released the ball and a teammate of the goalkeeper has touched the ball. If a defending player fails to retreat or advances before a teammate has touched the ball, it's an indirect free kick. Let's use some common sense here. As the referee, we want to make sure that we're talking to Blue, reminding Blue, keep coming, you've got to wait, you've got to come behind the line. Once they're there, just tell them, wait, and then once that second touch has happened by the defender, be like, Blue, off you go now. Ball crossing the goal line. So if the defender last touches the ball, then play will restart with a corner kick and opponents must be 5 meters away. If the attackers last touch the ball is restarted with a goal kick from anywhere in the penalty area. Opponents must be behind the retreating line. Ball in or out of play. So is the ball in play? And that's the pitch. Spectators. And hopefully the spectators are, 2 meters back. Remember what we said at the start. So, ball is out of play when the play has been stopped by the referee. When the ball hits the referee and possession changes. So now if the ball hits the referee and possession changes, it's a drop ball to the team that had the ball before it hit the referee. And when the ball wholly crosses a boundary line, either in the air or on the ground. So on the diagram here, you'll be able to see that only this one here to the right of 3 is the only one that would be out. This is the same for a goal. That would be the only one that a goal would be awarded for as well. When do you need to use your whistle? So with the whistle, it's a tool. When we blow it, people are going to stop and they're going to look at you. So we only want to use it when you need to get people's attention. So when a foul's committed, blow your whistle. When there's a close and out decision or close goal no decision, blow your whistle. If it's obvious, you do not need to blow your whistle because everyone will already know what's going on. Referee signals. So remember, for an indirect free kick, which is all free kicks except if it's in the penalty area in this grade, arms straight up in the air. Once it has been touched by someone, we can lower our arm. This now indicates the ball can go in the back of the net. A direct free kick. So we blow our whistle and we signal with a straight arm in the direction that that team is attacking. Advantage is signaled with 2 arms. However, let's use our voice. Goal kick, point towards the goal. Corner kick, pointing slightly up and towards the corner. And a throw-in is the exact same as a free kick in terms of you signal the way that the team is attacking. Some frequently asked questions. We want to make sure that we're setting expectations and conversation at the start of the game with the coaches is key, like we said throughout. Any issues that you have faced previous weeks, talk about it before the game so that it doesn't become an issue throughout the game. So this is making sure the key one with the retreating line / offsides is that all junior teams will play the retreating line. And that also there are no offsides under 4 to under 8. to just making sure that that only starts applying under 9. If a game was to be cancelled due to the weather, when do you get notified? So games are cancelled either Friday afternoon or 7:30 AM, worst case scenario. So in-game rules. So what age do some direct free kicks become penalties? That's in all mini football, so under 9 to under 12. What if there is a pass back to the goalkeeper? Can the goalie pick it up? So no, they're not allowed to pick up the ball if it's been directly passed by their own teammate. However, this is where we want to use the common sense and educate. If it's the first time they've done it, blow your whistle, stop, educate them, remind them they're not allowed to do this, but then give the ball back to them so that they can learn. Throw-ins. So under 4 to under 8 are kick-ins, under 9 to under 12 are throw-ins. There is some leniency on throw-ins. We want to make sure if there is a foul throw, so if they lift their foot off the ground or the ball doesn't come from behind their head, we want to allow a second chance, educate them, make sure that they understand what they've done wrong and they've got a chance straight away to fix it. So game management. How do you deal with parents/coaches who continually yell at the ref/challenge decisions? We spoke about this briefly at the start of the presentation. However, it's all about setting expectations of coaches, parents, and the players at the beginning of the match. This helps to share the responsibility of any issues. Remind everyone, at the end of the day, you're all there for the same reason, and that's for the kids to be able to play football and have fun. Coaches intervening and instructing and setting the field, that's in-house football only. Manage mismatches. Is some sort of bias allowed when refereeing if it is obvious mismatch, for instance? No. So the role of the referee or you as the game leader, the educator, is to manage and to referee. The coaches should be aware or made aware of the NRF Game Day Challenge Point document. Next steps. So you can contact your local RDO, who is me. My email address is up there on the screen. You can take a community referee course, so that's designed for the 11-a-side game. Or you can take the level 1 course for referees and assistant referees, which is a full introduction to refereeing. And that then means you can referee for NRF and go out there in the weekend and referee any games around. Thank you.